Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Next Goal Wins once again. I know what you're thinking, a video not about a preview or a review, what's going on? But no, I'm just going to talk about a few things that I think we should really talk about on this channel. The title of the video obviously is going to be how far can we go? You can see it down at the bottom there. And that is the real question, especially now we've kind of got to the top of the table, people are talking about us in the media. Sunday Supplement, for example, on Sky Sports, majority was about Vardy and Leicester. You hear us on podcasts, on TalkSport, on everything. People are talking about Leicester City and how far can we go. I mean, it's almost surreal for us as fans. I was on Sky Sports the other day on my phone and you get that little notification at the top of the phone, you know, the Sky Sports music. You think, oh, something big. Oh, is it Blatter? Is he dead? Oh, no, not that. Oh, what's this? Little story about Premier League title contenders. Does anyone want to win it? And I thought, I'll have a little read of that, see what we're talking about. And just to see a picture of Leicester, I had kind of 6 pictures. One was like United, Tottenham, Arsenal, etc. And there was a picture of Vardy. And to even be talked about as title contenders, if you'd have said to this at the start of the season, none of us would have believed you. I don't know how abrasive some people might say, oh, I knew we'd do well at the start of the season. I knew we'd be top at this stage. I can't imagine anyone thought we'd be at this position, and to be talked about as title contenders is really out of this world. I still, in my heart of hearts, I don't believe we're title contenders, not yet. Maybe if we beat United at the weekend, then I'll start believing it more, and that's not me being a pessimist. You can hate me in the comments whatever you want, but I'm not being a pessimist saying that, but I really do think we're European candidates now, and that's purely because of what we've shown in the weeks leading up to this game. Obviously, pretty much all of the talking points and the headlines are going to go to Jamie Vardy and are going to go to Riyad Mahrez, and almost rightfully so, because Vardy's in this streak now in his life that he'll never get again. Mahrez is an unbelievable streak of form, so these two do deserve the plaudits and the headlines. But one thing that really ticks me off as a City fan, and I'm sure will tick a lot of people off, is the way people go, oh, you know, without Vardy and without Mahrez, this Leicester team would be nothing. You know, Vardy will stop scoring soon and they'll plummet down the table. And that just isn't true to me in my eyes. I think the way we play football this season is so far superior to how we've played in recent years that we look like a completely different team. That's not me saying Vardy's goals aren't important or crucial, because obviously they are. We wouldn't be in the position we are today, sitting top of the league, if it wasn't for Vardy. I mean, that is true. But at the same time, people go unmentioned. I mean, I know Danny Drinkwater's been singled out by a lot of pundits, and I think that's purely because he's English. But, I mean, my favourite player, obviously, N'Golo Kanté, has flown really under the radar. I actually had a tweet from Jeff Peters earlier saying that I was spot on in my Kanté kind of a preview when he joined, that he'd be a good signing, and I'm so happy that one's turned out, because Kanté really is the rock in that middle of a team that solidifies everything that goes around him. There's a few other people who've been unmentioned. I know at the side of my screen now I've got key players, and I've put Drinkwater and Vardy in there and etc. And someone I've put in there who really hasn't got many plaudits this season, I think because we've conceded 20 goals, is Kasper Schmeichel. Now, Schmeichel maybe isn't getting the plaudits this season that he deserves, but for me, he was the crucial cog in this team last season that we had to hold on to, who was world class. And the fact that we aren't talking about him too much anymore means that he hasn't having to make as many saves. But when he is needed or called upon, Kasper can make those saves, and his distribution and commanding kind of position in that area is what you want. You don't want to have to be talking about your goalkeeper before every game. That's the key. You don't want to have to be saying, God, who's starting today? Oh, God, is it Gomez playing today for Watford? Oh, he might make a mistake. I never think that before a Leicester game. I never think, oh, God, I wonder if he's going to do a howler today. That never crosses my mind. It's Schmeichel's in goal, brilliant. And the back four as well, they need to be talked about, because we haven't kind of kept many clean sheets, obviously only the 2, but I feel like now with Fuchs in there, he looks very solid, looks like he's properly settled down to Premier League life now. Simpson's come in and done an outstanding job that none of us expected, especially after the controversy that happened with him at the start of the season. And then you've got Hoof and Morgan in kind of a spine of the defence, who've once again been magnificent. Now, last season, it would really get to me how many people would have a go at Wes for little things he'd do, and in games people would have a go at him. And I always thought last season he was a good kind of stalwart in this team, and I think the same this season. He gets no plaudits any games. I mean, his blocking, the way he throws his life on the line for challenges is inspiring to the team, and it must flow through it. And at the end of the day, he's our club captain, and he's done everything really right this year. He hasn't really put too many feet wrong. Hoof, if anything's looked more worrying alongside him, but again, he's looked solid. And I mean, I could go through every single player that has featured for us this season and talk about the contribution they've made to us. I could talk about Albrighton, I could talk about Schlupp, I could talk about everyone, because that is the key, that we aren't like Real Madrid, for example. We aren't individuals. I mean, we're not like Real Madrid in a lot of ways, don't get me wrong, but we're not like Real Madrid in that sense. We epitomise, as Barcelona do, team spirit. I mean, every single player has contributed, everyone plays for each other, everyone likes each other, they all get along, I imagine. You can see that from the way they play on the pitch and the way they act around each other, especially on like tunnel cam videos and such. And Ranieri really does seem to have galvanised his squad into this tight-knit community where things that happen in the community get protected by the community. Obviously this was on show massively earlier in the season with what happened with Jamie Vardy when he made headlines before he scored goals for the wrong reasons, with that so-called racial slur that was put on the front pages by everyone. He apologised for it and they moved on, but no Leicester player ever came out and publicly spoke of any wrongdoing by him, had a go at him, and I imagine they were supportive of him. They knew that kind of what he did was an accident, he apologised for it, you move on. And that's the kind of team spirit you want to show. You want to show that everyone's important and everyone in that team has a role to play, whether it's motivational, whether it's on the pitch, whether it's scoring goals, defending, etc, etc. And that is why, getting back to the original title of this video, I think this season we have got a chance at European football. I think the top four is going to be a massive, massive stretch. I mean, I'm not kidding myself. We've got a tough run of fixtures coming up. You can see at the top of the screen. I mean, we've got Man United, Swansea, then we've got Chelsea, Everton, Liverpool, and after that, actually, we've got Man City as well to end the year. So it is not going to be an easy set of fixtures. Having said that, there isn't a better form team in this league at the moment. That's quite clear. We are top of the league. That means we're on the best form in the league. And to be in this position and to have these games coming up and to be actually seeing them as, God, where can Leicester put themselves in the European race or title race, should be exciting for the players. And I think it will be. I think the players will be motivated and excited by this fact. We've got Man United at home next weekend. We know we can beat them. We beat them last season with a far worse team, in my opinion. And I know Man United were going through a lot then. They hadn't worked out free at the back what they were going to do. And this season, their defence is completely different. They've only conceded 9 goals, the best defence in the Premier League. But we know we can beat them. We know there's ways around them. And we are at home. At home, the King Power's become a fortress for us, with the clappers, with everything the owners have done to make the stadium feel like the fans are part of the team. The tifos that happen at the ground, everything that Union FS do, everything that the club does, gives this club this amazing aura and feel that's around us at the moment. Everyone who's within the club or as fans or people on the outside will tell you that Leicester City at the moment, there's not really much better teams to support. The whole kind of confidence and situation around the club oozes confidence and belief and happiness, and that's an amazing position to be in, because we've had 10 years really, or 15 years, however you want to look at it, of being down in the doldrums and having things go wrong, going to League One, going in administration and being saved, and obviously coming back up and then getting relegated straight away, losing all of our players from the O'Neill era, Peter Taylor coming in and ruining a lot of stuff. I mean, Akinbaye, flop buys, Ericsson coming in and doing alright but the squad not gelling, Pearson, and then Pearson does well but gets sacked. So this is what we really needed at the club, an era of stability which the owners seem to have brought to us, Ranieri seems to have brought to us so far. Top 4, like I said, is going to be difficult. There's teams like Man United, obviously, who are going to be up there. Man City are going to be up there. Man City will finish ahead of us. That's just knowledge. I mean, I don't know. I can't necessarily say that, because you never know in football, but I believe Man City will finish ahead of us. Arsenal are a strong, strong team. And then you've got teams like Tottenham, who've only lost once all season to an own goal, first day of the season. Tottenham look really strong. Liverpool look like a transformed side under Jurgen Klopp compared to what they did under Brendan Rodgers. So, you know, Klopp's come in, he's got a cheeky smile and laugh. He seems to be doing a lot better. The result against Man City really epitomises that. Even kind of, you look at teams, Everton, Lukaku scoring goals this season, they're on the way up. And that's not me saying we can't be up there, but they're the teams I think will finish above or around us. Now, that's 5 or 6 teams. So you say it like that, that's still us finishing top 7. You can see on the table down the bottom corner, that was the table last season. Southampton were in that position, kind of where we are now in terms of they had less points than us, but they were up there in kind of the same position. They ended up finishing 7th last season. Now, they didn't qualify for European football this season. I mean, if we qualify for the Europa League, I just hope we take it seriously. I really, really believe now, if we beat Man United over a weekend, then we have to be serious candidates for qualifying for Europe. Not necessarily the league. I don't want to kid myself, I don't want anyone to kid themselves and believe that we're genuine title contenders. I don't think we're really in that bracket yet, and that's not me having a go at the players, having a go at anyone kind of within the organisation. I just don't think we're just at that level yet. I think we're just below it of actually being title contenders. I think we are contenders for Europe though. I mean, you look at Man United, they've got Champions League game this week. You look at Arsenal, they've got Champions League football. This is all we have. We've been knocked out of the Capital One Cup. Obviously we'll have the FA Cup coming up, but that was a question actually ran on Twitter. Would you rather get the FA Cup or European qualification? Now, comment below with that, please. Comment below what you would rather, the FA Cup or European qualification. For me, it would be European qualification. Now, that I think mainly comes from a generation and the era I've grown up in where the FA Cup isn't as important as it was for, say, my dad, for example, who I know would pick the FA Cup over that because it's a trophy, it goes on your record forever. But I remember he said the same thing when Wigan kind of won the cup. People saying, would you rather get relegated and win the cup or stay up and not win the cup? And everyone kind of said, oh, you'd rather win the cup because it stayed with you forever. But look at Wigan now. Does anyone really remember that cup win? I'm sure they do, but then people just have a go at them for blaming history. So football's a fickle world, and I'd rather get in European qualification than win the cup, purely because the FA Cup is important to me, but not as important as European qualification would be. Vardy obviously has to keep scoring at least a few goals. I'm not saying he's got to score every 88 minutes like he is at the moment, which is phenomenal, but he's got to keep scoring kind of once every 2-3 games and other people pitching in, which is what's happening at the moment. I mean, look at the Newcastle game. It wasn't just Vardy who scored, was it? We've got 2 other goal scorers. Ulloa got the first of his season. He said he's now got confidence in himself. Okazaki got one, which he's needed because he hasn't scored since the West Ham game, and it really does show that we are coming along. Kramaric isn't even getting on the bench now. Kramaric was the player before the season I spoke about most. Conte's so settled. Inler can't even get him a team. Our 2 record signings can't even get him a team. So that really shows what kind of level we are on at the moment. I do believe, though, this is my final talking point for this video, and my final point on the video. I do believe we are good enough for Europe. I believe we've got enough quality. In January, Ranieri says he doesn't want to invest. I think that might change depending on the situation. If we're top at the turn of the new year, after this really tough set of fixtures, I think he might look at the transfer market and just pick up a few little pieces to put in there. People like Carrillo, maybe, the winger, just for a bit of support, or maybe just another defender, just someone who, just in case we do get an injury, I'm not saying tamper with the team, because if we're top at Christmas, why change the team? But maybe just a few players in there, so just in case there's an injury, we are solid. I mean, our bench is significantly better than it's ever been in the history of the club, probably, at this moment in time. But, kind of, you know, you look at Beloani coming on, and he is a step down, and if he gets injured or another defender gets injured, when Vasilevsky's coming in, hasn't played any football really this season, so maybe just a few players we'll look at, maybe like the French leagues again, which obviously we know our scouts are very astute at looking at. The Italian leagues, there's a few very solid defenders who I'm sure Ranieri would want to bring in, kind of as he did with Beloani, but someone he can really kind of looked at now for a bit of a season and bring in and keep that clean sheets, because we know they're important to him. But that's off the subject. I think we're good enough for Europe. Please comment down below where you think we're going to finish this season, because I want to know kind of what the fans' perspective is. I want to know what all of you think. I want this to be a community. I want us to all kind of chip in and tell each other what we think. Let me know in the comments where you think we're going to finish. Do you think we're going to finish top? Do you think we're going to finish top 4? Do you think European qualification, or would you take top 10? I mean, top 10 at the start of the season, I'd have bitten your hand off. Now, of course, I'd take it, I'm not going to lie, but I feel like we should be looking higher now. There's no point people saying about this 12 points to stay up and everything. Yes, obviously, you've got to get 12 points to stay up, because at 28 points you would go down if we didn't win a game all season, but we can't keep looking at relegation now because we're such a good team. That's the main thing. It's not like we've got these results luckily. We're such a good team this season, and that's why I'm looking up instead of looking down. Please like the video because of the run Leicester City are on this season, and what an amazing feeling it is to be in this position. Ignore the red shirt, it's not a Forest shirt, don't worry, it's just an Adidas shirt, so don't hate me for that one in the comments. And also, please subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Come on, you foxes.